Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into the world of hobbies today.
Sounds fun.
You gave us a transcript from YouTube.
Okay.
It's called What is Your Hobby?
Mm-hmm.
It's from this channel called LEP Learn English Podcast.
Cool.
It's a conversation between two hosts,
Yeah.
all about hobbies.
Right.
And I think this is really going to change how we think about free time.
Absolutely. I think this deep dive will reveal how impactful
Yeah.
a simple hobby can be.
Yeah.
I mean, we always think about hobbies as just leisure activities, right?
Right.
But they have so many psychological
Yeah.
and sociological benefits that we're going to uncover.
Okay, so the video mentions a bunch of different hobbies.
Right.
Reading, drawing, music, gardening, the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're even thinking about your own hobbies right now.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought about WHY? These activities bring us joy,
It's more than just enjoyment.
right?
When you do a hobby, you're activating different parts of your brain.
Yeah.
You're stimulating creativity.
Okay.
You're even boosting cognitive function.
So it's like exercise for the brain.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, a really famous psychologist,
There you go.
he coined this term flow state
I've heard of that.
to describe that feeling of complete absorption
Yeah.
and enjoyment when we're fully engaged in something.
That's so true.
And hobbies are a prime example of how to achieve flow state.
Oh, flow state. I love that. It's like when I get lost in a good book
Right.
or I'm working on a painting and hours just fly by.
Exactly.
It's like a different level of consciousness.
It is.
How does flow state benefit us?
Studies have shown that achieving flow states
Okay.
can lead to more happiness, improved performance,
That makes sense.
even a greater sense of purpose.
Wow.
And when you think about it, hobbies are an easy way to get to flow.
Yeah,
It kind of reframes how we view these simple activities, right?
it totally does.
Yeah.
Picking up a paintbrush
Mhm.
or playing the guitar
Yeah.
suddenly seem a lot more important.
Right.
When just a way to pass time.
Absolutely. But let's be real for a second.
Okay.
We all have busy lives,
Yeah.
and finding time for hobbies can feel like a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, sometimes I struggle with it myself.
You're not alone. A lot of people feel that way.
Really?
Yeah, but that's why it's so important to understand how powerful hobbies are.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it this way. Investing in a hobby
Okay.
is investing in your well-being.
Interesting.
And when you take care of yourself,
Yeah.
you're more likely to be productive and fulfilled in other areas of your life.
Okay. I'm listening.
Good.
Convince me, how do we actually make time for hobbies
Okay.
when we're juggling work and family and all of our commitments?
You got to start by shifting your mindset.
Okay.
In the YouTube video,
Yeah.
Gwen talks about time management and prioritization.
Okay.
Instead of thinking about hobbies as something you do if you have time,
Right.
try scheduling them into your week.
Huh.
Like it's an important meeting, but what if I really don't have even a spare minute?
Yeah.
Is it even realistic?
That's where creativity comes in.
Okay.
Remember those little pockets of time we mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
Those are gold mines for hobbies.
Okay.
Think about your commute.
Yeah.
Could you listen to an audiobook or podcast?
I could, yeah.
Or your lunch break?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe squeeze in a quick sketch or some writing?
Okay.
Even 15 minutes before bed can be dedicated to a relaxing hobby,
Yeah.
like knitting
Knitting, yeah.
or reading.
It's about making conscious choices with your time.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find myself scrolling through social media
Oh, yeah.
when I could be using that time for something more fulfilling.
Right?
I love the idea of incorporating hobbies into existing routines.
Yeah.
Like I could listen to language learning tapes while I'm at the gym.
There you go.
Two birds, one stone.
Exactly. You're getting it.
I think so.
It's less about finding huge chunks of time
Right.
and more about fitting hobbies into your day. And once you experience the good stuff, less stress, more creativity,
Yeah.
that feeling of accomplishment,
Mm-hmm.
you'll want to keep making them a priority.
Okay, I'm starting to get on board with this whole make time for hobbies thing.
Good.
But let's say you found a hobby you enjoy.
Okay.
You're making time for it.
Yeah.
How do you make it more than just something fun?
Right.
How do you make it a real passion?
That's a great question.
Yeah?
And it's something we'll talk about more
Okay.
in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But for now, I'll leave you with this.
Right.
Imagine if you could amplify that enjoyment.
Yeah.
Transform it into something that not only brings you joy, but also helps you grow and feel fulfilled.
I like that.
That's what we'll unlock next.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So are you ready to take that leap?
From hobby to passion.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And the YouTube video, offers some really great advice on how to do it.
You mentioned unlocking potential earlier.
Right.
It sounds kind of mystical.
Yeah.
Is there like a secret formula?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's about understanding the key elements
Okay.
that help with that transformation.
Got it.
One of the first things the video talks about is dedication.
Oh.
It's not enough to just do your hobby whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
Think of it like a garden.
Yeah.
If you want it to grow, you
Yeah.
have to water it regularly,
Yeah.
nurture it.
Give it attention.
Exactly.
So it's about showing up even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
But isn't that the opposite of what a hobby should be?
What do you mean?
Shouldn't it be about relaxing and having fun?
That's a common misunderstanding.
Okay.
While relaxation and enjoyment are definitely important parts of hobbies,
Yeah.
they're not mutually exclusive with dedication.
Okay.
Think about athletes.
Right.
They train so hard,
Yeah.
they push themselves to their limits,
Yeah.
but they still find a lot of satisfaction in the process.
Okay.
It's the same with any passion. There's a level of commitment that goes beyond just casual enjoyment.
You're challenging my whole perspective on hobbies.
Am I?
Yeah. So it's not just about finding something you enjoy. It's
Yeah.
about finding something
Right.
that you're willing to put in the time and effort for,
Yes.
even when it's hard.
Even when it's hard.
Okay.
And that investment can take many forms.
Okay.
The YouTube video mentions investing in equipment,
Right.
taking classes,
Mhm.
and setting goals.
Okay.
Think about a photographer who upgrades their camera lens.
Yeah.
Or a musician who buys a better instrument.
Mm-hmm.
These are tangible signs of their commitment.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But what about setting goals?
Goals are important.
Right.
They give you something to aim for,
Yeah.
something to measure your progress against.
Okay.
Think about a runner who wants to run a marathon.
Right.
That goal will fuel their training.
Yeah.
It'll push them through challenges.
Mm.
And in the end, it'll lead to a huge sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, when they cross that finish line,
Exactly.
I've noticed that with my own hobbies.
Really?
If I set a goal like finishing a painting or learning a new song,
Yeah.
I'm more likely to stick with it,
It makes sense.
even when I'm not feeling inspired.
Right.
Like having a target
Exactly.
keeps me going.
That's the power of goals. They give you purpose and direction,
Yeah.
even for something as simple as a hobby.
Okay.
And when you combine that purpose with consistent effort
Mm.
and a willingness to push yourself,
Yeah.
you create the perfect conditions for passion to grow.
Okay. I'm convinced. Dedication, investment,
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah,
These are all important parts of it.
they are.
But what about the social side of things?
Okay.
How does that fit in?
The YouTube video touches on this, and it's
Yeah.
really important.
Right.
Sharing your passion with others,
Yeah.
connecting with people who have similar interests,
Yeah.
it can make you enjoy it even more,
Okay.
and it can help you grow.
So, finding your people.
Exactly.
Ours is-
Remember those clubs, events, and competitions Gwen talked about?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are all ways to connect with people who share your passion.
I actually experienced that myself.
Really?
I joined a writing group a few years ago.
Awesome.
It's been amazing.
That's great.
I've learned so much from the other writers,
Yeah.
but I've also found a sense of belonging.
It's like a community.
Yeah. And support. That's kept me going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of how connecting with people can make your passion stronger.
Yeah.
And in the digital age,
Right.
these connections aren't limited to physical spaces.
Right.
You've got online communities, forums, social media groups.
Mm-hmm.
These are all great places to find people who get you,
Yeah.
share your work,
Yeah.
and get feedback.
It's like having a global support system for your passion.
Exactly.
I love how the internet has made it so easy to connect with people,
Me too.
no matter where they are.
It's amazing.
But I'm curious, is there a downside to all this social interaction?
What do you mean?
Could it lead to comparison and competition?
Oh, yeah.
And could that take away from the joy of the hobby?
That's a valid concern.
Okay.
And it's something to be mindful of.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to compare ourselves to others,
Especially online,
especially online.
where everyone seems perfect.
Right. But the key is to remember why you started the hobby in the first place.
Okay.
What makes you happy?
Yeah.
What makes you feel fulfilled?
Mm-hmm.
Focus on that.
Okay.
Let it guide you.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Stay true to yourself.
Exactly.
Don't get caught up in what other people think.
Right.
But what about those times
Yeah.
when you hit a roadblock,
Okay.
when you lose your passion,
Mm-hmm.
you just don't feel like doing your hobby anymore?
It happens.
Yeah.
How do you get that spark back? That's something we'll talk more about
Okay.
in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
But for now,
Yeah.
I want you to think about something.
Imagine being able to tap into a source of creativity and inspiration,
Yeah, okay.
a source of joy and fulfillment that's always there for you, no
Wow.
matter what.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
A source of creativity and inspiration.
Yeah.
But how do we access it, you know?
Right.
Especially when life gets busy and that initial spark starts to fade away.
It's important to remember
Yeah.
that passion isn't a constant flame.
Okay.
It ebbs and flows.
All right.
Sometimes you'll be full of excitement and motivation,
Right.
and sometimes you'll feel stuck or uninspired.
I've definitely been there.
Yeah, we all have.
Okay, so what are the strategies for navigating those dips?
Right.
How do we get that flame back?
One thing that can really help
Yeah.
is to go back to the why.
The why.
Why did you start this hobby in the first place?
Okay.
What do you love about it?
Yeah.
Remember those initial feelings of joy and excitement? Sometimes just focusing on those intrinsic rewards.
Can be enough to reignite that spark.
It's like hitting the reset button.
Exactly.
I think that's where those flow states we talked about come in.
Absolutely.
If you can get back to that place where you're totally absorbed in what you're doing,
Yeah,
it's almost like the passion comes back naturally.
it does. And there are a few things you can do
Okay.
to make those flow states happen more often.
Like what?
One is to get rid of distractions.
Oh, okay.
Make a space just for your hobby
Mm-hmm.
where you can focus without being interrupted.
Okay.
Put your phone away, turn off the TV,
Yeah.
and just be present in the moment.
Be present.
Yeah.
That's so important.
It is.
Creating that mental space.
Right.
And it goes back to what Gwen was saying in the video
Yeah.
about time management. It's not just about finding the time.
Right.
It's about making that time special,
Yeah.
protecting it,
Yeah.
and really honoring your commitment to your hobby.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Good. Another thing that can help when you're feeling stuck
Yeah.
is to switch things up.
Okay.
Try a new technique.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment with different materials or set a new challenge.
That makes sense.
Sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone
Yeah.
can bring back that sense of curiosity and excitement.
You know, I found that just changing my environment can help.
Oh, really?
Like if I'm writing at my desk and I'm not feeling it,
Yeah.
I'll take my laptop to a coffee shop or a park.
That's a great idea.
Something about a different setting seems to help me get creative again.
It's like hitting the refresh button.
Exactly.
And remember,
Yeah.
it's okay to take breaks from your hobby, too.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes stepping away for a while can give you a new perspective
Okay.
and make you appreciate it even more when you come back.
Makes sense. You need that balance.
You do?
Let's talk about the bigger picture for a second.
Okay.
We've been talking about how hobbies benefit us personally.
Right. The joy, the creativity, the stress relief, all that good stuff.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
what kind of impact can hobbies have beyond just us as individuals?
That's a great question.
Can they have a ripple effect
I think so.
on our communities and society?
Absolutely. Think about the connections.
Yeah.
Like communities that form around shared hobbies.
Right, like knitting groups or book clubs.
Exactly. These connections can create a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
They can strengthen social bonds. They can even lead to positive change.
It's like that saying,
What is it?
a rising tide lifts all boats. When people are doing well,
Yeah.
following their passions,
Mhm.
contributing your talents,
Right.
it creates a more vibrant and dynamic society.
Exactly. Hobbies can also help bridge cultural divides
Oh, interesting.
and promote understanding
Okay.
between people from different backgrounds.
I see what you mean.
When people come together over a shared passion,
Yeah.
it goes beyond their differences.
Mm-hmm.
It creates common ground.
That's really powerful. It is.
It makes me think about how hobbies can be a force for good.
Absolutely.
Imagine if we all spent even a little bit of time
Yeah.
on a hobby that benefited our community or the environment.
That's a great idea.
The impact could be incredible.
It could.
So there you have it,
A
everyone.
deep dive into hobbies.
From finding that first spark
Right.
to turning it into a lifelong passion.
It's been an amazing journey.
It has.
I've learned that hobbies are so much more
Yeah.
than just something to do in our spare time.
They're a source of creativity, connection, and even social change.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really inspired.
Me too.
I want to dust off that old guitar,
Yeah.
maybe sign up for that pottery class,
Do it.
and maybe even start a community garden.
That would be awesome.
Hmm.
What about you?
Yeah. What stood out to you today?
So many things.
What are you going to explore?
I don't know yet, but I'm excited to find out.
Me too. We'd love to hear about your hobby adventures. Yes. Tell us everything.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.